We're going to get it, guys. What are we going to get, may I add? For those of you that's been following the channel for a long time, you know, one of the biggest things that I have wanted on the Xbox platform is the Persona franchise. There is countless videos on my channel talking about getting the Persona franchise and how it was evaded to us for the longest time. Now, today's a different day. We've gotten Persona 5, Persona 4, Persona 3, and this new Persona tactic. So we're getting brand new games to the franchise in Game Pass, day and date. And we're also getting games that are being remastered like Persona 3 Reloaded. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. Day and date in Game Pass. Great opportunity there. Now, even though we're getting all these games, one of the questions I always brought up, I always was screaming from the top of the mountain, is what about new entries to the franchise? We are getting the new game from Persona, from Atlas. I don't know what the name is. Put it in the comment section below. I'm not looking it up, but you guys know the game I'm talking about. The game that was at the last Xbox E3 press conference. But the question is, the golden question, the one that everyone wants to know, is Addict. Even though we're getting these Persona games and these new IPs from Atlas, what about Persona 6? Because we all know, for the most part, people are dead-eyeing that Persona 6. They want to know if that sucker's coming out for Xbox or not. And it looks like Nick over there from Xbox Era has something nice to tell us. Now let's go over here and switch here, and let's see what Nick has to say. All right. Muting my mic. Let's listen.
When I said earlier I was a bit funny about this one because I had heard I had read online existing rumors about this game. That's why when I got this, I was like, well, this is interesting. Now, a lot of you will remember a while back, not Jez, was the original source of Persona 5.
Nick, it wasn't Jez.
4 and 3 Persona coming to Xbox. Persona 6 is another game coming from Atlas. And that's why I thought it was funny, because I had heard the rumors of Persona 6. Sony was trying to lock it up, apparently. That's what I read on Resetera and other places, that Sony would lock up Persona 6.
Are you telling me it's not locked up
Not according to the DM I just got. I just got a DM that said it's coming to Xbox day one.
You got a DM, guys!
Well, that is a change in fortunes.
Yeah, that's the rumor I just heard. / DM I just got.
So it's interesting. It's interesting, isn't it? Like, it feels, a lot of people will be like, oh, you know, come on, Phil, give us some Japanese games, or indeed maybe.
All right, so I was going to let it play a little bit till they got to the part where Nick was also told that this is just particular Game Pass. I mean, Xbox. This isn't Game Pass. So, he's being told PlayStation try to come up in the back end and be like, we want to lock that sucker up. And it's looking like Atlas was like, Microsoft's they're actually paying money. Or, I don't know, maybe they are seeing good results on Game Pass. Look, Persona 5 is one of those games, because I've said on this channel multiple times, I've said it's hard for me to get 100% behind the fact that Xbox fan base doesn't support JRPGs, especially turn-based JRPGs, when they don't get the good ones. They just get the ones that are the everyday meal. I feel like they don't get the above exceptional ones, the ones that make the genre the genre. Persona 5 is one of those. I don't know how well this game did in Game Pass. I don't know how well it did in sales in general. I don't know how much money Microsoft paid. And for all we know, Microsoft done dropped that bag already and bought Sega unofficial. And they're just waiting for this ABK deal to do the paperwork and then, officially acquire them. And then go through all of this FTC fiasco again. We don't know. I'm leaning more towards Sega's just playing a lot better with the Xbox brand. Once you make enough money with these people, you don't want to make them mad in general. Sega knows that even if Persona 6 doesn't come to Game Pass day and date, they've made plenty of money off of the other games, and they're going to want to have that type of relationship with them. Now, I'm kind of curious why PlayStation didn't grab Persona 6 early on in the generation, or maybe last generation. Maybe they got too much into like the Final Fantasy bags. I don't know. But all I know is I've said it over again on this channel, and you guys know, getting these older titles like Persona 5, the Yakuza games, Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, as good as it is, it's kind of, it takes the wind out of the sail when we don't get the newer installments, the newer IPs. I think that's really important. Those newer installments, newer IPs, because that shows commitment to the future of the brand on that console. And if Nick's right, which I would say in this particular thing, I know people love to, make fun of Nick because sometimes he's wrong on his predictions. But I would say for this particular one, if he's hearing it, there's some realm of truth behind it. Especially we seen the relationship that Sega's having with Microsoft recently. Keep in mind, it's not just these games coming into Game Pass. They announced the next Yakuza, Like a Dragon, the turn-based Yakuza Like a Dragon. They announced that on their show. They announced Atlus's new IP on their show. They announced the Persona 3 remake or remastered or unloaded and Persona Tactics, not only in their show, but also in Game Pass. If there was no realms of relationship going on between the two companies, I would say that Nick probably wasn't given the right information. But considering the information that we have gotten and the relationship that we currently see between the two companies, I am leaning more towards it would be weird if Persona 6 didn't show up on the platform, on the Xbox ecosystem. Now, the only way I felt like Persona 6 would not show up on Xbox is if PlayStation have already secured exclusive rights to the game. And even if that happened, I felt like the moment the exclusivity ended, it would be coming to the platform. If Nick's source is right, not only did they not grab the exclusivity, there's no line stopping them from getting a Game Pass any day. And I think Microsoft in this particular moment, if there's no exclusive contract with PlayStation, Microsoft needs to pull up in there and drop a bag of all bags and lock down a timed exclusivity for Persona 6 going in Game Pass day and date for a year to two. Because this is one of those things where you go above and beyond and you really secure that franchise. For years, PlayStation has been side by side with Persona. This is the opportunity, considering Microsoft has a lot better relationship with Sega than they did years ago, where you can start to turn the tables when it comes to Persona. And I think you start that out with Persona 6. You've seen all these Personas on the stage. Some of them are coming to Game Pass. Well, most of them are coming to Game Pass the day they come to the Xbox platform. Now you double down and you send a message by grabbing that thing and say, this is ours. And I think it would show Sega more into commitment, and it would show the Xbox fans that, if you rock with JRPGs, Xbox is definitely a liable place where you can play. It's definitely feasible to play on this platform. But put in the comment section below, how important do you think Persona 6 is to the Xbox platform? Even if it just comes out day and date with the PlayStation version, but not in Game Pass. Do you think it has to come in Game Pass? I'm very curious to hear that. But anyway, put in the comment section below what you guys feel. I'm very curious to hear that. And until next time, this is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace.